We all know the mantra, pay your dues and graduate from college, and you'll enjoy a successful career. So for some, the goal is a bachelor's degree. There's an unspoken belief that the job market is just waiting for hordes of ambitious, eager young graduates to slide into high-paying jobs in the corner office. But statistics tell a different story. This is known as the skills gap. You must have the technical and employable skills industry requires in order to compete for jobs within your chosen career.
Aggregate crushing value test. But before that, let us try to understand that what is crushing of aggregate. Let us take a situation. We have a concrete road over which a truck is standing or parked with a very heavy load inside. Now what is happening? The load of a material inside the truck is coming onto its tire, and through the tire that force is transferred to the road. So there is a constant load is applied on the road. Now during this parking stage of this vehicle, a crushing force is applied on the road. Now if the aggregate do not have a sufficient crushing value, then after a very long time this aggregate in the concrete will start to break, and due to that the road will get damaged. So this type of damage in concrete is known as the aggregate crushing damages. Now to ensure that such damages does not happen, we need to ensure that while producing the concrete we have the aggregate of desired quality, that is its crushing value is within the limits. Now let us first understand now what is this crushing value required. Crushing value provide the resistance against the incremental compressive load. Now the crushing value of the aggregate is restricted to 30% for concrete used for roads and pavements. So when we make a road of concrete, then the crushing value of the aggregate should not be more than 30%. That means if we take 100 gram of aggregate, not more than 30% of aggregate should fail. While in the RCC structure, the crushing value or the crushing limit is 45%. Now the reason being, in road there is more heavy load, there is always a vehicular load, hence the crushing value is limited to a lesser value. 30%, not more than 30% should break. However, in the structure like building, there is not a constant load continuously applied, so there is the crushing value is on the higher side, that is 45%. Now let us see the methodology of doing this test. It's very simple. Let's go step by step. First we have to take a sample of aggregate which is passing through the 12.5 mm sieve and retained on the 10 mm sieve. इसका मतलब है कि हमें वो एग्रीगेट कलेक्ट करने हैं जिसका 10 mm sieve से बड़ा साइज हो और 12.5 mm sieve से छोटा साइज हो. तो इनके बीच के एग्रीगेट हमें एज अ सैंपल लेने हैं. Now we have a cylinder in which we have to fill it into 3 steps. पहले बार भरना है 1/3 of the height और 25 बार tamping करना है. Then we have to fill the second layer. Again we have to do the tamping 25 times. Then we have to fill the final layer and again we have to do the tamping 25 times. Now this is important. Step 3rd. Now we have to place the mold under a load of 40 ton. Now this is the standard. We have to put the sample under the load of 40 ton. So 40 ton is 40 into 1000 kg, that is 40,000 kg, such a huge load. Now after putting the mold under the load of 40 ton, there will be a crushing of aggregate. Now then we have to take out the mold and we have to do the sieve analysis through the 2.36 mm sieve. यानी हमें ये चेक करना है कि जो पार्टिकल्स पहले 10 और 12.5 के बीच के साइज के थे उनमें से कितने क्रश होके 2.36 mm से भी छोटे हो गए हैं. Now suppose whatever value we get after sieving it through 2.36, we have to find the percentage of that compared to the total sample. So percentage of crushed aggregate through 2.36 sieve is known as the aggregate crushing value. So it's very simple. Suppose we have taken a 100 mm of sample, passed through the 10 and 12.5 mm sieve and put it into the cylinder after 3 layers, each stamping 25 times and under the load condition of 40 ton. Now we'll sieve the sample through 2.36 mm sieve. अगर सैंपल 100 ग्राम था और 2.36 से सीव होने के बाद नियरली 50 ग्राम सैंपल आता है, तो इट विल बी 50/100, दैट इज 50%. सो 50% दैट इज ना तो वो एग्रीगेट रोड बनाने के काम आ सकता है, ना ही वो कोई आरसीसी बिल्डिंग बनाने के काम आ सकता है. नाउ टू हैव अ वेरी गुड क्लैरिटी ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर टेस्ट, विच इज अ वेरी कॉमनली यूज्ड टेस्ट एट द फील्ड, you must go through the web module where it will be depicted in a visual form to have a greater understanding in depth. Now this is one very important and interesting point, and you need to really use your brain to get it into the first time. The crushing value of aggregate is rather insensitive to the variation in the strength of weaker aggregate. Crushing value जितना aggregate weaker होगा strength में, उतना उसका क्रशिंग वैल्यू कम होना चाहिए, क्योंकि एग्रीगेट वीकर होगा तो बहुत इजीली ब्रेक हो जाएगा. अगर बहुत इजीली ब्रेक हो जाएगा तो उसका क्रशिंग वैल्यू बहुत ज़्यादा होगा, यानी वो 50%, 70%, 80% तक ब्रेक होने लगेगा. लॉजिकली इट सीम्स वेरी करेक्ट, बट ऐसा नहीं होता है. अगर एग्रीगेट वीकर भी है तो इसका 100% गारंटी नहीं है कि उसकी क्रशिंग वैल्यू भी बहुत कम होगी. उसके पीछे रीज़न ये है कि जब वीकर एग्रीगेट पे 40 टन का लोड लगता है तो बहुत ही कम लोड पे, यानी कि 20 लोड पे वो ब्रेक होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है. वो ब्रेक होने की वजह से जो भी एयर वॉइड्स होते हैं वो उसको फिल कर देता है. उसको फिल करने के बाद जो सैंपल के अंदर उसका एक कॉम्पैक्शन हो जाता है. उसके वजह से क्या होता है, एग्रीगेट का लोड जो है वो प्रॉपरली ट्रांसफ़र नहीं हो पाता है. एग्रीगेट जो क्रश होते हैं 20 टन लोड पे, वो सपोर्ट करते हैं 40 टन पे उन एग्रीगेट को जो क्रश नहीं हुए हैं, जिसके वजह से ओवरऑल एग्रीगेट क्रशिंग कम हो जाता है. दिस इज बिकॉज हैविंग बीन क्रश्ड बिफोर द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ फुल लोड ऑफ 40 टन, द वीकर मटीरियल बिकम कॉम्पैक्टेड, so that the amount of crushing during the later stages of the test reduced. For this reason, a sample test is known as 10% fines value is introduced to give a better picture about the strength of such aggregate. So यहाँ पे एक बहुत important point we have understood कि अगर strength कम भी हो तो it's not necessarily कि crushing value भी बहुत कम, in fact ज़्यादा आएगी. Now इस चीज को टेस्ट करने के लिए there is one more test which is 10% fines value, which we'll understand in a later module.
Education is core to our economy. But in order to guide our educational systems and maximize future income, we must understand the misalignment between education and our work. The university degree is no longer the guaranteed path towards financial success as it was for previous generations. And even if you do earn one, that education alone may not be enough. In today's highly technical, knowledge-based economy, having hands-on skills and perfecting what you're good at can be more valuable than getting a degree in something simply to get one. Employers want to know what you can do and what you can do well, not just what degree hangs on your wall. Is career exploration. Understand the jobs available, the income ranges they pay, and evaluate the skills they require. Identifying is to align your interests and abilities with your first career choice and the education and training you'll need to receive. This alignment will help bring your future into focus and ensure your position at the top of the pay scale in your chosen career.